Hello YouTube, I am back. Don't mind me, I'm wearing my home sweater, which my family makes fun of me because it's ripped and frayed, but it's very comfortable. So, what do we got here? We got the interior of the Captain Marvel Adventures number 23. And I know that I said I was going to do the actual tear seals. Again, I'm telling falsehoods, I'm sorry. But I want to get this going because, as you can see, look at that book. That book has been through some hard times during its life. As you can see, it's all wrinkled and creased. And this is the interior that's missing the centerfold. So I want to press it flat. Before I press it flat, I just want to give it a wiping with paper towel. And by doing this, hopefully I'll be able to get off the surface dirt. Do you see that? That is a tremendous amount of dirt that is on this cover. Some of it may in fact be some of the ink lifting, but let's just give it a general wiping. This is not the cleaning that we are going to do. This is just a general wiping before I put it in the press, just to get the surface dirt off. Look at that. Let's try one more. I like using paper towels because it has a slight grit to it for the interior pages, especially for Golden Age books. Not so much for more modern age books. They used to make them strong back then. Strong with nice stuff. Little piece just fell off. It happens. What are you going to do? I'm being a little rough, but the book is in rough shape. Okay, so let's put this to the side. Now we're going to take out the old trusty press. And let me just make sure the camera is getting it. We may have to do a little adjustment. There you go. We'll move it back a tiny bit. And let's make it a little bit larger. Okay. So, what I want to do, like I said, is I want to flatten out this book. The way I am going to do it is I am going to use my steel plates, 12 by 24 from Home Depot. Now, this is pure steel, so one of the issues was that I put a damp book in there and it rusted. To prevent that, I sprayed the plates with a high heat, clear spray paint. You have to do high heat. So let's put the cover in. I want to put it down straight. And I want to push the spine down. Now, just to let you know, I am not at this point super concerned about dog ears and things of that nature. I do want to try to make them as straight as possible. Then we're going to put another piece of parchment paper over. Now, this parchment paper is a used piece because, again, we're not looking to create perfectness with this. I just want to flatten out the cover so we can start working on it. So there you go. Let's put this bad boy on. Actually, it's worked pretty well so far. This press, the handle, did break. And I want to say one thing. This is a good tip. You see that dirt that comes off? You have to be careful when handling the press and books. Because believe it or not, there is grease from the factory on this cylinder, and I did make the mistake once of touching it, and unbeknownst to me, I touched the book and I got grease on it. And it was a Golden Age book. It was a nice book, and I really had a tough time getting it off, but it happens. So I have my press set at 173. I do that for all my books, and even modern books. I know people say to do it less heat, but I'm an old guy, sort of, and I like to do what I do, and I haven't experimented recently with different heats for modern books. Then I have my vice clamps, and what I want to do is I want to tighten it, and I want to basically wrench down on the metal sheets on each side so it gives it a nice tight fit, just like that. And let's do the other side. So when this gets to 173, I will run the press probably for 2-3 hours, maybe more. The longer the better with these Golden Age books, in my opinion. And then we'll take it out and we'll see how it looks. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, I am back. And I took the interior of the book, the Captain Marvel Adventures, out of the flat press, and it came out nice, just the way I wanted it. Remember, I'm not doing this now to make it perfect, but I'm just doing it so we can start working on it. Now here we go. Here is the donor book that I am going to take the centerfold out, and I'm going to marry it to this book. This is the original. So it's a lot better to use the original interior, because as you can see, if I line the book up, the original book is cut a lot larger. So instead of having a whole married interior, we're just going to have a married page or centerfold. So what I want to do is let's get this centerfold out. I really didn't look at it that closely. Hopefully it's there, and there it is. So we do have a centerfold. Let's flip this guy around the original book. Let's make sure that it is only the centerfold that is missing. So when I turn this page, that page should appear. So let's see. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. Beautiful. So what are we going to do? I guess we're not going to do much because it just fell off. And that shows how these Golden Age books are so delicate in relation to the centerfold, because it is only one staple that is holding it together. Because of the war, or World War II, steel was at a shortage. So the comic industry, based on my understanding, was rationing steel, and they weren't allowed to use two staples. Remember, millions of copies were actually made of this book, so that's a lot of steel. So here we go. We have now a complete interior book. So what I want to do with this is I want to clean each one of the pages. And unfortunately, what else I am going to have to do is I am going to have to go through each page, and I am going to have to identify whether the staple holes are secure. If they're not secure and there is a rip on the area where the staple goes in. Then I'm gonna have to break out the leaf casting table, and we're gonna have to do some leaf casting, and then maybe we'll do a combination of leaf casting with the Japanese tissue paper and the wheat paste or wheat glue. So that is the actual game plan. I'm sure you don't want to watch me do all those things, but maybe I'll film a few items here and there. So stay tuned, YouTube, and we'll see what we're going to do with the filming in relation to the interior. Thank you, and see you soon.